This is a short stream. I'm just going to go over some of the code that I wrote off camera. And the code is mainly just incorporating a Flutter library called audio service. And that library takes care of integrating with the iOS and Android media players. So at least in theory, what should happen is that you'll have the ability, for example, to on the lock screen, fast forward and rewind and stuff like that. I haven't tested that aspect yet, but the other thing that library gives me is that all of the Dart isolate stuff and communication across channels is taken care of by the library maintainer. And so I had been testing this app without having any isolates, and everything was running on the same thread. And the library kind of gives me the next iteration of this, so that communication can happen more naturally. So things should just work. So if I play, we should hear speech, and I'll be able to fast forward and rewind and all that stuff. And if I hammer the buttons, it's not going to break.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 8, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
Okay, so that works the way that we had intended, and I'll just show a little bit of what that is. Maybe one other change to mention is that I think last time I was streaming, I was planning to have this set up where the HTML document had identifiers, unique identifiers for every textual element, like a paragraph or a header. But then for long paragraphs, I was going to split up the paragraphs and keep track of text spans within those paragraphs. And that led to a lot of complexity in the way that state was managed. And to alleviate that complexity on the front end and on the display side of the app, I decided what I'll do is I'll actually have the text document use text spans to break up the long paragraphs. So we'll use the long paragraph breakup algorithm that I created, but it will either run on the back end or it will run on the mobile device before the article is persisted to disk, so that Lecter only ever deals with an article where it can iterate from 0 to the end of the IDs. And so that simplifies the bookmark. I call this audio place manager the lazy bookmark queue. Is just this queue that it's basically an iterator, except you can go forward and backward. And it occasionally might read from it has a cache, and it occasionally might fetch the content of documents of paragraphs, essentially, from the web view, rather than keep the entire HTML document parsed up in memory. And I'm not sure on mobile devices whether the web view for really long documents, like for example an ebook, whether the web view always reads everything into memory, or if it's ultimately backed by disk. But we are backed by the web view, so that we don't so that our app at least doesn't take up more memory than we need. And then the implementation of the audio service thing is straightforward, and it gives us things like the ability to playback state.add. I think ultimately kicks off like a reactive style RX Dart stream, and tells the media system what's what, and that we're playing and pausing and whatnot. And then there's just some play loop that just checks if we're speaking and if we are still looping, and does the appropriate thing. So that's all that does. My youngest kid is home, and so I'm not going to be able to do very long streams this week. And I'm not sure that I'll be able to do one tomorrow. That is Tuesday at all. But I'll try to pop in every day, and certainly on Friday I'll do the usual code reading stream.